Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 3944 Southwest Condor Avenue here in Portland. We're located at the left side of the home here. We have an exterior sewer stack, or at least the vent stack. We're going to go through the 4-inch ABS cleanout on it. The rest of the stack here is cast iron. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. We'll zero out the camera length counter right here at the base of the tank. Here we go. And it just transitioned. I've zeroed out here at the base of this. It makes a jog here. The bottom of this vent is not really until you hit this transition, but it switches to concrete immediately at the bottom of that. It looks like it's 4 inches well. Okay, now we're in clay pipe, and again, normally this age of home, this type of pipe setup, you're going to have 6-inch diameter pipe. We have a flush transition here from cast iron to concrete, so it looks like it's 4-inch concrete as well as 4-inch clay pipe. We have a root intrusion coming through right here at about 2.5 feet out. Another root intrusion here at 5 feet. We've got a Y connection coming in there, which, given where this house is situated at, is more than likely a storm drain tie-in. Always the possibility it could be a party line. It would be coming from way, way far off. Another root intrusion at 11 feet. We're likely going to see roots all the way down the hillside here. Another root there. As long as this doesn't have any joints that are terribly offset, you could do a pipeline. We have a fracture in the pipe right here. It's cracked open. We also have a large amount of water pouring into the line from the exterior. You can see that dripping down from the top of the pipe there. And we're now in concrete. Okay, so where that water is dripping down, it appears from back here, we don't get a great view of it, but it looks like there's actually something tying in there as best I can tell. That or the top of the pipe's just been blown out there. Either way, we've got roots coming down through that, as well as groundwater coming in. But the fact that we have this random section of concrete in the middle of the clay, I think there's something tying in there. I just don't know what it is. If it's a tie-in, it's either some type of test tee or it's another storm drain connection. Kind of hard to say. More roots here, more groundwater dripping in. So far, though, this line looks like it'd be a good candidate for a pipeliner. You have good flow. Most of the joints aren't too out of whack. And I think you could do a pipeliner on this. Okay, now we're in cast iron pipe. Okay, here at 51 feet, we now transition back to clay pipe, and this looks like 6-inch terracotta clay. We do have a diameter change here. We also have a tie-in right here, too. It's a full 6-inch diameter tie-in, which is very rarely storm system tie-in. Usually, that indicates it's another home coming into there. Not that it couldn't be storm system. Typically, with storm, you have a much smaller 3 or 4-inch tie-in rather than a full-size 6-inch diameter Y connection like that. You definitely want to get a hold of the city and try and figure out what that is. We have another one here as well. So this could be a party line. It could also be some type of easement.
It is an easement.
Got a huge separation here, 81 feet. Here at 94 feet, we have reached the main lateral connection. Unfortunately, in this circumstance, due to the steepness of the hillside, I'm not going to be able to do locates and markings. But again, I've mentioned before, I would highly recommend looking into doing a pipeliner on this one. There's a couple joints that are a little wonky, but for the most part, the flow line area, everything is flowing nicely. There's not hardly any obstructions from those joints moving. So I would definitely be looking into a pipeliner. But the other thing here that's very important to do is contact the city about whether this is even a conforming line or not. We'll count them on the way back in. There's like 5 different tie-ins coming into this pipe. A few of them I'm fairly certain are other homes connecting into the sewer line. In Multnomah County, they do not look at party lines in that great of a light, so you want to make sure you've got that figured out, whether or not it can exist in this configuration. The tricky part is doing a pipeliner with that many tie-ins. So definitely look into that. It does go down the hill, about roughly half of it is 4-inch, and then right where that first full-size 6-inch tie-in is, it does transition to 6-inch pipe there. Every now and then you'll have a line that is continuous with the main. There's no T connection like this we're seeing right here at this main lateral. So it's really hard to say how they have this set up. I'm fairly certain, though, we've got a party line set up here, and that may have to be dealt with. And if that's the case, sometimes this home might actually be the host. You'd have to have the city verify that. This line does not Y connect onto anything. Everything else ties into it. So from the way I'm looking at it, it looks like the host line. But I don't know how easy it is to do a pipeliner in that circumstance, or whether you can cover those openings up or anything like that. So make sure you look into that before deciding what type of repair to do. But given the fact that we've got massive separation at 81 feet, we have a fracture in the pipe where it's broken open to the ground, around 50, 60 feet, and then a root intrusion at nearly every single pipe joint, I do recommend a full update to this line from the first cast iron transition out to the main lateral connection here at 94 feet. And we have another hole in the pipe here at 69 feet. You'll see it right when I pull back here. At least it looks that way. It could be something else tying. It's a very small opening though for something to tie in there. Looks like it's broken there and opened up. Okay, we have a full-size tie-in here at 51 feet. This is the one I'm a little suspicious could be a homeowner tie-in. There's also another one at 65 feet. Yeah, this tie-in here is more than likely a storm tie-in. We're only 10 feet out right now. This is the one that I'm fairly certain is a storm system, especially from the direction it comes in. But the two that are most important to look into are the ones at 51 feet and 65 feet. But obviously have the city take a look at this whole video here and decide how they deem this, whether it's a party setup that needs to be reconfigured or what have you. But either way, right here at the base of the stack at from 2 feet all the way out to 94 feet, I recommend updating the sewer line. I would look into all the different types of repair processes, liner being the first choice if you can even do it with all those things tying into the line there. Otherwise, either drill it or trench it, and then I would highly recommend a rescope afterwards to make sure the repair is done correctly.